Hi, this is Joe again with another review. For the sake of this video, we're going to discuss another Christmas holiday special for you. Previously, some time ago, I reviewed Frosty the Snowman. I talked about the original, the original special for you. And I kind of talked about a little bit the actual sequel to Frosty the Snowman. I am not talking about the 1995 special Frosty Returns, which was god awful bad, and I previously reviewed this, so please check out that video if you haven't seen it. What I actually did discuss in the original video of Frosty the Snowman was the actual sequel, Frosty the Snow, which was Frosty's Winter Wonderland, which is the actual sequel for the original Frosty the Snowman special, but it has been kicked onto cable television because CBS wants you to forget about that sequel. Wants you to forget that Frosty's Winter Wonderland doesn't exist and concentrate on Frosty Returns instead. But F you CBS, okay? Because Frosty's Winter Wonderland was the sequel to Frosty the Snowman. I don't give a damn what CBS says. Frosty's Winter Wonderland used to be the sequel for Frosty the Snowman, and it hasn't aired on I'm talking about regular over-the-air TV in about approximately about 30 years. I mean, it's been that long. And Frosty's Winter Wonderland, of course, takes place like a year or so, like a year or two after the original show. Which, of course, the original Frosty the Snowman is a classic. It is a good Christmas special. This one takes place. It's also very, very similar to what the original special was. So I guess maybe that's why CBS stopped airing it, and most other over-the-air channels stopped airing. Regular channels, I'm talking about ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox. Well, Fox never aired it. I'm talking about the three original networks: ABC, NBC, and CBS. Mainly CBS, because they're the ones who mostly aired these Christmas shows. Stopped airing Frosty's Winter Wonderland because it's too similar to the original one. Well, the original Frosty the Snowman show was narrated and sung, or at least the song was sung with Jimmy Durante, classic singer and a big nose, comedian as well as singer and entertainer. Told the story of Frosty. This time, I don't know if he had passed away by then, Jimmy Durante, who could narrate the sequel. I guess they couldn't get him. Because I'm not sure when Jimmy Durante passed away. But for the sequel, Frosty's Winter Wonderland, they got Andy Griffith to do it. And of course, they made an animated caricature of Andy Griffith, and he also did a pretty good job. He could sing in his own way, maybe not as well as Jimmy Durante did, but he could sing pretty well on his own. And he was the one who told the story of Frosty's Winter Wonderland. He also sang his own version of Frosty the Snowman, which you don't really hear on the radio, or like a Light FM here in New York, 106.7, who plays non-stop Christmas songs to Christmas Day. They don't play this version. They play the Jimmy Durante version of Frosty the Snowman, but not the Andy Griffith version. They also ignore Frosty's Winter Wonderland as well. Well, I know it's a long introduction here, but I want to the plot. Well, Frosty's Winter Wonderland was, like I said earlier, it takes place about a year or two after the original show, and the kids are depressed that Frosty said he was going to come back someday. He never came back, and Frosty was kind of bored and depressed being at the North Pole all the time, because that's the only place, except for maybe the South Pole, because they kind of ignore the South Pole in these shows all the time, because that's where Santa Claus is. And he's kind of bored. I mean, Santa Claus is at the North Pole, not the South Pole. And so Frosty is getting bored from being up there all the time. Because even though he knows that he's safe up there, that's the only spot besides the South Pole where he's not going to melt. So, and he did promise to visit the kids. So, he kind of arranged it with Santa Claus to drop him off, because now it's winter in the area where he was before. So, he decided to ask Santa to drop him off, because now it's winter, it's cold, it'll be safe, and it's the first snow, in the area. So he went back there. Now the problem is that all the characters, except for maybe Santa, for the original special, are not in this one at all. So that's one of the things that stinks, is that truly you have a new bunch of kids that Frosty was playing around with. But the problem is of course the kids from the original show, like Karen, Hocus Pocus, the rabbit friend, he was not there. The magician was not there. I think the Jimmy Durante character, of course, was not there. Narrating the show was not there. The school teacher was not there. I think you mentioned the magician. The magician was not the original villain. The magician, he didn't return in this thing. The only character really from the original special was in this one was a cop, was a police officer, and which we're going to get into when I'm up to that scene. But everyone else was not there. So of course nowadays in 2018 when that special was on, they said, "Hey, what's with the snowman playing around with these kids? The snowman's a pervert." I'm surprised that nobody ever complained that Frosty the Snowman is a pervert, because he's always hanging around with the kids, playing with the kids and stuff. Nowadays, because people always complain about Rudolph and the Charlie Brown Thanksgiving shows already. I'm surprised that nobody's complaining about Frosty the Snowman yet being a pervert because he's hanging out with kids, playing with the kiddies. It's probably an adult snowman playing around with little kids. I'm surprised that the stupid liberals out there are not complaining over that yet. Anyway, Frosty gets depressed because every evening at 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the evening, all the kids went home for dinner and they stay home and they go to sleep, and the kids come back out in the morning and play with Frosty all day long. And then in the evening they have to go home for dinner, go to sleep, go to bed, and all that stuff. So Frosty naturally has to stay outside, because otherwise he goes to those nice warm houses, he will melt. So they go. That Frosty is bored and lonely at night because he can't play with the kiddies. So the kids decided to come up with the idea of making a snow wife, not kidding, for Frosty. So which is what they did. But the problem is that there's no magic hat or magic bond or whatever to make the girl alive, or Frosty's Snow Wife alive. And they say the name of Crystal, and the character was of course voiced by Shelley Winters, which I should point that out. And of course Shelley Winters would voice Crystal again in the Rudolph and Frosty movie, which I previously reviewed this week. So I should mention that Jackie Vernon, who voiced Frosty in the original show, Frosty the Snowman special, voiced Frosty again in this one. So at least they keep out the same voice actor throughout all the Frosty shows until the god-awful Frosty returns. It's just, like I said earlier, already previously reviewed. Anyway, so what happened was that the villain in this thing, well, I'm getting a little ahead of myself. They're trying to figure out how to get Crystal to come alive. And one of the kids, and Frosty gets the idea, there's some like snow flowers that Frosty made up, like fake, like flowers made out of snow. And he decides to give that to Crystal, and that's what made Crystal come alive. the flowers. I think the rest of the special, and also the Rudolph and Frosty show, you see always constantly holding the flowers. That's why, because that's what made Krista come alive. These snow flowers made out of love, not only made out of snow, but made out of love. So, when all this stuff was going on, looking over the whole thing was Jack Frost. Yes, the actual Jack Frost, who also previously has his own special, but making a bad special with Jack Frost. Plus, also a live-action movie, which I believe Michael Keaton was in that one. Anyway, he gets jealous of all these snow people. They make a whole big fuss over them, and he goes, "If it wasn't for me, they wouldn't have snowmen. Because I'm the one who creates snowstorms and creates this atmosphere with the snow and stuff. I'm the one who does all the hard work and making snowstorms and making it more winter-like, every year. And I don't get the stupid credit, but stupid Frosty gets the credit." So what he decides to do is to maybe take Frosty's magic hat away. So when the springtime comes, when it's no longer winter, he will melt and be gone for good. Almost kind of a similar plot to what the magician did in the original special, because he wanted to get his hat back, because he found out it actually has magic in it. Well, after the first time he did, he saw that how upset Crystal was that Frosty lost his hat to Jack Frost, and she chewed out Jack Frost for being so mean and said, "Look, we love each other," yada yada yada, and convinced them that Jack Frost was wrong for taking Frosty's hat away from him. And then he comes through, and then he, pretty quick, goes back, says, "Okay, I'm sorry for what I did," and gives Frosty his hat back. He did a much quicker turnaround from bad character or bad villain to a good guy, much faster in this special than what the magician did in the original show. It took him much longer to get to turn around and be good. But for his sake, for the magician's sake, was because Santa Claus bribed him to be good. This time, because he got chewed out by Crystal, Jack Frost got chewed out by Crystal, I should say. That's when he came out in the end and decided to do the right thing and give Frosty his hat back. So then what they decided to do was actually have an actual winning for Frosty and Crystal. To make it official and stuff. But the problem was that it actually brought out an actual Parson Brown, so they had to evaluate the song Winter Wonderland into this show, which they did, and did very well. And he goes, "Look, I can't marry them because it won't be legal. I can only marry human beings and not snow people." So what they did was they create a snow preacher, or parson, as they call him, and he was the one who married Frosty and Crystal, and they had a nice little ceremony there. And then, of course, when the starts getting a little bit warmer, they decided to go back up to the North, have Santa Claus come pick them up and take them back to the North Pole. But before then, Jack Frost says, "Look, I could make it colder longer, so you can stay here longer." And which he did, and then he was convinced by the real Parson Brown, and not only that, but also the snowman version of the preacher, convinced Jack Frost, said, "Look, Jack, I appreciate what you want to do. You want Crystal and Frosty to stay here all the time, which is cool, but it's going to screw up the seasons. You have 4 seasons, and for you keeping it winter, you're not going to have the trees going to be blooming, you're not going to have the birds return, you're not going to have any summer, it's going to screw everything up, so you have to let the natural seasons come, and I would convince Jack Frost that once again was even though he was trying to be nice and trying to have a winter so that Frosty and Chris could stay there all the time instead of keep going back and forth to the North Pole, to the town. And and they were able to convince them. So okay, I'm going to end with first I'm going to let Santa Claus come pick them up first, and then it's going to be back to West Springs. And said, ready to do that. Let's get Santa Claus coming here to pick them up and take them back to the North Pole, and then after they leave, I'm going to do back to spring. And they said, oh, okay, let's do that. So that's what happens, and of course it's back to summer, and then of course winter again. They're going to come back again, the next when they have the first snowstorm in the next winter. Even though it's a very similar plot to the original special, like I said, this was the real sequel for Frosty the Snowman. Like I said at the top of this video, the hell with Frosty Returns. That show sucks. Okay, that special is horrible. This Frosty Winter Wonderland is the real special. It was just aired recently on AMC. Plus, a lot of the other making and bad specials that are no longer airing on regular television, which is a shame. Because not everybody can afford cable TV, and it's better if all kids watch these shows and are able to see them on regular television and not on cable. Because a lot of these are the Frosty Winter Wonderland, Jack Frost show, which I mentioned earlier, Year Without Santa Claus, which I just reviewed earlier. Twas the Night Before Christmas, The Little Drummer Boy. All these shows used to air on regular television in some capacity. They haven't been airing on regular TV in like at least 20 or 30 years, or longer than that in some cases. The only Christmas specials that air regularly on regular television now is The Grinch, where TBS shows it more often than NBC does. Even though technically The Grinch used to be airing on CBS when I was a kid. Santa Claus is Coming to Town, which I think back in the late 90s was brought back on regular television on ABC. Charlie Brown Christmas, which of course is airing the day that I'm doing this video. Frosty the Snowman, The God-Awful Frosty Returns, and Rudolph, the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Of course, later on you're going to have Rudolph Shiny New Year. There's a New Year's one that's going to be airing. It already aired on AMC already, but by the end of the month, end of December or New Year's week or the week before New Year's, it's going to be probably airing then too on ABC. But those are the only real Christmas specials this time of the year that's on regular television. Everything else that we grew up as kids are on cable, and it sucks. I feel there should be more of an outrage over that than these shows being on television and people nitpicking over these shows. Which is maybe another topic for another day. So that's my review of Frosty's Winter Wonderland. Please click on the video, please rate it, please subscribe to my channel, and please forward this video onto your Facebook pages. You can check out all my reviews and on my YouTube channel at rallyc.com, that's OWDY, C.com. There's a homepage of Rally Reviewer, Christine Moore, and please check out all of his videos on his website as well. Thank you for watching, and catch you next time.